CEO Wayne Coverups, Administration, Patient Relations Aaron Brown, Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V, Name and File Falsifier, Medical Blacklister, girlfriend to a mental health worker, human trafficker Stacy was Daily Tea Company here in Napanee, now Kingston. She is the one that assures crimes against victims at this hospital. They are guilty of very serious criminal felony crimes, lies, time buying, cover ups, medical violations, human rights violations, guilty of aiding in full identity theft and changes, brain injuring victims, medically blacklisting them, treatment refusals, falsely arresting victims to prevent any proof or help against them, and also an attempt to get out of the crimes that they are guilty for. They have covered crimes for OPP, and OPP are covering crimes for them. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, triage nurses Terry, Tanya, David, all criminally and negligently involved in co-committing and covering up crimes. How they go about doing it, they injure, they medically blacklist, they help buy time, they prevent you help and proof, they falsely arrest to get out of charges and crimes that they are guilty of, to screw their victims over even more while lobotomizing their victims, being involved in human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, homicides, and cover ups. All 100% provable, and all named are very seriously dangerous, and all need to be criminally and felony arrested. But that won't happen because they work with and for Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, Dale Hartwick, Tony Hearns, and a guy named Ray Ray and his roommate Sam here. They are the ones that pretty much own the police here, are committing crimes for them. They're guilty. This hospital is guilty of aiding in my full skull deforming, brain injuring, body mutilations, and identity theft, which I can prove 100%. Now it is to the point because I was falsely charged by them to help cover up their crimes. I can no longer go to a hospital without a doctor's note. I'm a 50-year-old man being treated like a fucking child by police and doctors. My rights have been taken away. Nobody is arrestable conveniently. So beware, if at all possible, anybody sees this, avoid this hospital and avoid the doctor's name because they are very seriously dangerous, and they know it because they can commit these crimes and get away with it. They've been doing it for so long, they believe that they are above the law because they have a justice of the peace, they have OPP to back them up. I've been trying to get arrest on doctors for 3.5 years for crimes with no luck. Conveniently, though, it can be done to me without any problems, especially the same day I go to the hospital. I go to get private prosecution to have it to get arrested and charging on doctors, cops, and others involved in crimes. And before I had a chance to do anything, I went to the hospital to demand my human rights, my medical rights. As a result, I was arrested and charged for it. So this is how they're committing their crimes here and successfully getting away with it. They're fucking their victims over. And everyone, the CEO, you're guilty of attempted murder. Wayne Coverups, Patient Relations, is guilty of attempted murder. Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V, Name and File Falsifier, once again guilty of attempted murder. Joy Hadley, guilty of attempted murder. Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, guilty of attempted murder. Dr. Waldron and McGregor, guilty of attempted murder. Triage Terry, Tanya, David, guilty of attempted murder. because they've all been criminally and negligently involved in committing and covering up crimes. Organized human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, lobotomizing their fucking victims, and then keeping them from help. I'm 50 years old and I'm being treated like a piece of shit. I'm being treated like a kid because this crime on me for speaking police crimes is being done to me through the cops, and the doctors here and hospital is criminally involved in covering up their crimes, and it can be proven, while not having to answer for anything and fucking their victims more to get away with the crimes that they're guilty of. So beware if at all possible, and you can avoid this hospital, please do so, because you just might not be walking out of there. And I'm saying this because out of experience.